Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group Mechastark, and we will be presenting on green technology and roles of engineers in promoting it. Myself, I am Wan Muhammad Arif bin Wan Azmin, and my other group members are Muhammad Shafiq Aiman bin Akasha, Muhammad Azwa bin Cik Muhammad Asri, and Kogin Sarvesh Baman. First and foremost, what is green technology? The definition of green technology is green tech refers to a type of technology that is considered environmentally friendly based on its production process or its supply chain. Green tech, which is an abbreviation of green technology, can also refer to clean energy production. Clean energy production is the use of alternative fuels and technologies that are less harmful to the environment than fossil fuels. Next is why we should use green technology. The first reason is to slow down global warming and reduce the greenhouse effect. And the main idea of the green technology is the creation of new technologies which do not damage the natural resources and result into less harm to people, species, and the general health of our planet. In this slide, we will go through the timeline or history of green technology development from the year of 1700 until 2021. So in the year of 1700, we have the first water power mill in North America. And in year of 1800, we have the world's first house to be powered with hydroelectricity in Northumberland, England. In the late year of 1900, we have the EV1 electric car is made available to the public for lease. And in the year of 2000, we have the first US commercial scale advanced biofuels plant open. And lastly, in 2021, stated by David Attenborough, which he said that in 2021 is set to be the year of extensive growth and development, which we can see from the augmented reality by Elon Musk, the more advanced electric vehicle, and many more.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shafiq Aiman bin Akasha. I'm the next presenter. I would like to present the advantage of the green technology. For the first one is reduction of the air pollution. Through the use of the conventional cars, large amount of harmful gases are emitted into our air on a daily basis. Especially at rush hours, numerous people want to commute to work or back home, and the air quality is pretty bad at this time in many big cities. However, that's why it's new business opportunity. There will be also plenty of business opportunities around green technologies. Startup may be able to conquer this market since the established brands are still not too engaged in this field. For the next one is slowing down the global warming. Since global warming is one of the biggest threats that we as humanity have to face today, every one of us should take measures in order to slow down climate change. The technology can help us to do so since we can save plenty of energy to them. Now, for the next one is energy saving. Companies use plenty of energy in their production process. In those companies can save part of this energy, we could significantly reduce our global energy consumption. For the next one is sustainability energy production. For this kind of energy transition, green tech play quite important role since we as a humanity have to accomplish this energy transition process toward alternative energies quite fast in order to slow down global warming. For the next one is waste reduction. By inventing new biodegradable materials, we could replace eco-unfriendly material like plastic and improve our overall environmental footprint due to that. For the next one is less water pollution. Since water will become a quite scarce resource in future due to the global warming, we have to protect it wherever we can. By avoiding soil pollution through the use of green technologies, we could also reduce groundwater pollution to a certain extent. For the last one is tax advantage. Many governments all over the world financially support companies and also private person who want to use green technologies. For instance, if you are a homeowner, you might get subsidies for installing solar panels or other eco-friendly device. For the next one is the disadvantage of the green technology. For the first one is the high product cost. Thus, consumers have to expect high product price at the beginning and should not be surprised if they have to pay much more for green tech product, at least until the green technology has become mature. For the next one is high implementation cost. For instance, if a big company want to switch from fossil to renewable sources, the equipment and the work they need will cost plenty of money, and it might take many years until it will be a business case for companies. For the next one is job losses. If company in those industry go out of business, also the workers of those companies will lose their job, and some of them will have it hard to find another job. For the next one is implementation will take many years. Therefore, it will take many years to adjust the framework to green technologies, and in transition process, we will be dependent on conventional technologies to great extent. That's what is the high R&D cost. Companies have to spend large amount of money upfront, which may discourage slow down and development of this sophisticated green technologies to a certain extent. The last one is green technology is still quite immature. Therefore, also infrastructure around green tech is quite limited, and government around the world should take great effort to improve the green tech framework so that companies can operate with those green technology in efficient manner. For next one is application of green technology. For the first one, energy production is crucial to use green tech in order to transit from fossil to green renewable energy source as soon as possible in order to ensure the sustainability of our energy generation in long run. Next is waste management. Another area of green tech play an important role is waste management and recycling. For the next one is green buildings. Moreover, house should also be energy efficient in order to avoid the loss of heat, so that people can save resources and money related to heating. For the next one is nanotechnology. For example, nanotechnology is used for the construction for solar cells. By making the production and operation process around solar cells more efficient, they may be able to produce higher amount of energy. For the next one is food production. Moreover, large amount of energy and water are used in factory farming. Therefore, it is crucial to introduce green system that can lower energy and water consumption in order to protect our natural resources. For the last one is the eco-friendly vehicle. By using environmental eco technologies like electric cars or scooters, we can improve our ecological footprint also in this area. Therefore, it is also crucial to produce our energies in green manner in order to make those electric vehicles actually green. Thank you.
The next is the role of engineer on promoting green technology. First of all, we all know that engineers play a crucial role in creating infrastructure in the world. Engineers are problem solvers who apply their knowledge and experience to building projects that meet human needs and to cleaning up environmental problems. There are some role of engineer in order to promoting green technology. The first is extracting and developing natural resources. The second is processing and modifying resources, meeting consumer needs, and resources recovery and reuse. Okay, the first one is extracting and developing natural resources. Okay, the role of engineering that are involved in a variety of ways in the development and extraction of natural resources. The first one is how engineer designing tree plantation and managing forests, and discovering and evaluating deposit of industrial minerals such as sand and gravel, and water resources planning of all kinds including dams, irrigation system, and well. Okay, the second role of engineering in order promoting green technology is processing and modifying resources. Engineers are responsible for the following skill when it comes to processing and modifying resources. The first one is developing instrumentation to measure and monitor pollution. The second is changing industrial process to reduce the use of energy and other resources and to eliminate waste wherever possible. The role of engineer is also to restoring and modifying all industrial site for other use. Okay, the next is meeting consumer needs. The role of engineer in meeting human needs. The first is creative land planning and development to minimize negative environmental impact. The role of engineer is also reducing the risk of damage and loss of life from natural hazards such as hurricanes, floods, and earthquake. Besides, engineers need to know designing housing and commercial building in order to meet consumer needs. Okay, the last one for the role of engineering is resources, recovery, and reuse. Our human activity will have to be adapt to reuse our raw materials and consumer products many times over in order for sustainable development to be sustainable. Okay, the first one is improving ways to recycle and reuse domestic waste. Besides, the engineer need designing better solid waste collection and storage facilities. And the recovering, reusing, and remanufacturing by products from resources development and industrial process.
For this group project, I will be sharing the challenges of implementing green technology in Malaysia. So, among the challenges, the first one is the higher cost of the sustainable development. Next is the lack of awareness and understanding regarding this issue. Following that is the lack of expertise and technology in our country. And fourth is the lack of enforcement in our country. And finally, the lack of requirement and demand in the market for sustainable development. So the most crucial issue in implementing green technology in Malaysia is the economic barrier, which is the cost of implementing it. The cost to build a sustainable house is more expensive if compared with the conventional house. It is said to cost 40% higher than normal. Sustainable housing concept can increase project costs because they need to have higher capital upfront. For example, solar panel system is not implemented in housing projects due to the high installation cost of the system. Additionally, sustainable materials are difficult to obtain in Malaysia. Prices of sustainable materials such as low volatile organic compound paints are higher than normal paints. Sourcing sustainable technology is difficult and expensive. All developers aim to maximize the profit and not willing to waste any money in this concept. Clients also are only willing to adopt sustainable features that would lead to immediate payback. Moving on, sustainable housing concept has been introduced in our country many years ago. However, the awareness regarding such concept among stakeholders in construction is still at an infancy stage. Most of them are simply not aware of such concept in the industry in the first place. There is also a low level of understanding about the topic and benefits of sustainability among construction professionals. It is found that only large developers in Johor Bahru area take heed towards sustainable implementation in their housing projects. Due to the limited understanding and the budget constraint, many developers are still reluctant to incorporate this concept in their projects. This lack of awareness and need in sustainable development is also fueled by the low awareness in the society. This in turn reduces, just prevents any demand for sustainable houses, because the developers have no need to purchase expensive materials to develop sustainable houses if there is no need for them in the first place at all. Many residents don't understand or don't believe in the benefits of sustainable technology, hence they don't demand for them to be incorporated in the housing projects. Well, this lack of willingness to demand for sustainable housing is mainly due to Malaysia being abundant with natural resources such as water, oil and energy. So thus there is a lack of urgency in this issue. So the next challenge we are going to discuss is the lack of expertise and technology in Malaysia. Some of the green technology and materials are difficult to obtain in Malaysia. For example, to build a solar panel and a grey water system, the materials and technology needs to be imported from overseas. As a result, it increases the difficulty to develop such technology locally. Sustainable housing requires another sub-specification for architects and engineers. Most of the designers and architects are short of knowledge and experience in this area. Hence, the understanding of this concept is limited and takes a longer time to learn and design sustainable houses. Labor shortage is another important barrier that leads to the implementation of sustainable housing development. Employers are facing difficulties in finding qualified people to undertake certain jobs in projects. Sustainable technologies and practices keep changing and different from the previous skills. Thus, the precious satisfactory skills workers are no longer adequate on this new sustainable skill. For the next challenge, we will move on to the role of the government, because it is on the lack of enforcement regarding green technology and its implementation in Malaysia.
For the conclusion, green technology is important to sustain the world environment. We need more innovators and great thinkers that create some new innovation which are environmental friendly. Okay, engineers must maximize the value of their profession in order to contribute to the establishment of more sustainable world. Engineers commit it to the planet's resources and society to produce more value product and service with the least amount of raw materials, water and energy. Okay, the green technology advance specifically in the agriculture and manufacturing sector resolve or minimize challenge. Educating the public and training staff involved in green technology growth can provide the required information for technologies to function successfully. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you.